Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. So in this video, I'd like to talk about how you can still make money with Instagram in 2021. And if you remember me from the past, my entire journey has been selling my services on Fiverr and eventually growing the team, growing the business as well. And I was, mainly focusing on the services like following people, unfollowing people, right? Liking, story watching. So these were one of the main focuses, right? And as you remember, in 2019, there was a big hit with all the limits, all the restrictions, the number of people you can follow, and other stuff, right? So if we look at 2021, there are still really good ways of how you can still manage clients and how you can scale that. So I'm not talking about running Facebook ads or Instagram ads or running influencer marketing or doing content management. I'm not going to be mentioning these kind of services because these services are obviously out there as well, but I'm mostly talking about different services, more about the growth hacking services, right? And by growth hacking, I don't mean that it's something as a black hat methods, but it's still something that is working, that you can still do, and eventually you bring a lot of results for your clients. So one of these services is, of course, following and unfollowing people, right? So there are, in 2021, there are a few ways how you can do this. You can do this manually, right? Where you have your team member, you can outsource this to the people, in other countries, and, they'll charge X amount, and then you will charge your client basically more. And you can do this way, right? Or you can use some sort of automation, but it's much more complex automation, right? Because it's not, if you're gonna try and use all these tools which are out there, right? For example, Jarvee or any other ones, right? It's just very complex. It's gonna take a lot of time to understand how everything works. So eventually, the best way is to do this manually at the beginning, right? And then once you understand the pattern, you can, think about some sort of automations, right? But this service, it still works. And if we take a look at my computer right now, you can see one of the examples is Viral, right? So this agency has been offering this manual growth service, and you can see their pricing, you can see their kind of what they're offering as well. So it's a working solution here, right? And I've been using Viral, and I've been also referring clients there, and the results are good for what you can do, because as you remember before, we used to follow thousands of people every single day. Now it's about probably maximum 200 people following, 200 people unfollowing in the same day, right? So you can make around 400 actions per day, right? But this is still works. You can still make it possible. Of course, it's not like before where you just used to put on the tool and then you just put the targets, filters, and you basically running. You have to do some homework. You have to basically work on that, right? And if we take a look at the Fiverr marketplace, right? So Fiverr has been, it's been one of my main platforms to sell my services since 2015-16, and then after 2019 I had to have basically some sort of restructures, right? But if I'm taking a look at the Fiverr right now, the market of social media marketing, I'm gonna see obviously few people still doing the growth service, right? Because it's much more complex. A lot of people are doing hashtags, Instagram buyer research, they're doing, basically hashtags, influencer marketing. They're also providing organic growth, right? But most of them are doing this manually. Some people are using tool, but it's very risky because there is not many tools out there, right? But it's still possible. So if we're talking about the growth services, you can see on Fiverr, you can still do manually follow and follow. You can also do another kind of service, which is a cleaning and basically removing all those ghost fake followers from your Instagram, which is in this example. You can see, and by the way, I've been also knowing and mentoring Nikolai, and he's been doing very well. So you can see the result speaks for itself, right? So he has over 14 orders in queue, and maybe possibly could be even more, right? So this is definitely in high demand, right? So another kind of service which I want to show you, it's a little bit different. You probably have seen those kind of DM messages, right? So this kind of service, right, where people offer sending those mass DMs, right? And this method has been very popular in 2020, in the second part of 2020 and 2021 as well, because you don't need to have a password, you don't need to have anything. You just create a customized message and send to the targets, and then eventually see the results which you attach your main profile here, right? So this is another method which is out there, right? So Besides of those, you can, of course, you can go on the route where you're just gonna research hashtags, you're gonna find, influencers as well, you're gonna maybe do some shout outs if you have some pages like that, right? So this is one of the areas that you can still do. It's not easy, yes, nothing is easy, as you know, but it's still possible. I do actually offer a growth service, which is a following, unfollowing. Here you can see, and it's been going actually pretty well. So you can see as well some of my latest feedback as well. So far it's been, it's been going pretty well, I can say. So of course it's not like as before, but clients, they understand this, they know that it's not easy to grow. So eventually, if you build this relationship with your clients, you can offer a lot of services to them, right? So that's the main thing. So this is one part. The second part, which I want to show you, is a little bit different, is basically involving building theme pages, right? So theme pages, I mean pages depend on your niche. It could be entrepreneurship, it could be money focus, it could be marketing focus, right? So I just want to show you some of these examples. It could be even related to cars, fitness, motivation, right? A bunch of different examples. But you can see in this example here, we see that this page is basically, they're posting very, general content, right? So kind of motivation, money, focus, inspiration, right? And they basically monetize the pages like this, right? And then when I say monetize, they sell ads. They sell ads, promotions, promotion campaign as well. And then what eventually they do is they teach other people how they can do the same, right? So they're not going to probably make a lot of money by selling those ads because, it takes work, but they're making much more money on teaching other people how they can do the same, right? So, and in this example, they have those courses, and this is one of the courses of the people who are, selling his training, how he was able to build his page, showing those PayPal money as well. So I'm not saying this is money and income pages is the only way to do. There's other pages, it's all about how you build your page, right? So, and how you take this approach, because you can just let's say keep it like this, don't even, because this kind of content you can buy this on Fiverr, right? So you can buy this for maybe $20-$40 and they're gonna send you hundreds of these pictures, right? So you just have to repurpose and you just share them, right? So obviously, if you put in more work, if you really work on your branding, and you can eventually build much better page, and you can have big collaborations, you can have influencer campaigns, right? But as you can see, it's still possible to build a page like this. It's still possible to sell those ads, and then you can teach other people. You can sell consulting, you can sell mentorship sessions as well. You can sell a course as well, because the page like this, it brings you a lot of traffic, right? So you have this traffic, and then when you start showing your results, sales, and other things, that's where you have more interest of people doing the same thing as you're doing, right? So this is another approach. So it's of course up to you, but these strategies are gonna be very popular still in 2021. Growth services are always, because I'm really big fan of growth services, because first of all, you're building a relationship with the client, right? So you never know what else you can offer, and you never know what, as well the relationship can go with the client, right? So it's obviously long term, it's building that relationship, right? But in the same time, you can work on building your own theme page. Depends on, I'm not saying you should always build entrepreneurship page. It could be, let's say you have passion in watches, or you have passion in cars. Maybe you have a car and you want to showcase about it, right? You can still do those kind of things. And eventually you will monetize with the ads, you'll monetize with collaborations, and then, things will go in that way. So of course this one is a more long-term, growth service is a more short-term, because you can have basically sales straight away if you have a good growth service, and eventually that's how you build your passive income and just a side hustle or full-time business as well, because this could be a definitely full-time business, because eventually with these accounts you can just go and sell them, right? And you can be making several thousands of dollars, maybe tens of thousands of dollars if you have a good page. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've been using these strategies, if you have some issues, problems with these strategies, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you. I'll be happy to guide you as well. And thanks again, and see you in the next video.